everyone, welcome back to English Hero, and in this video we will continue discussing the cases of nouns. And in my past videos we're done discussing the nominative case and the possessive case. For this video we're down to discuss the objective case. Now objective case has four functions. We have the direct object. It also functions as an indirect object. Thirdly, it also functions as an objective complement. And lastly, as an object of preposition. Now for direct object, it is a noun that is used as the receiver of the action, or the one who receives, or the one receives the action. We have here an example. Ivy fed the dog. Okay, Ivy fed the dog. So I have a question for you. What did or who did Ivy feed? It is the dog. Very good. So the dog here functions as the direct object because it is the receiver of the action. So when I ask you what or who did Ivy feed, so it's the dog. So Ivy here is our subject. Fed is the past form of feed, which is the verb, and the dog here is our direct object, DO. Okay? So let's move on with the second example for us to further know about direct object, or further learn about direct object. So we have here Cheriz kicked the ball. Question: what did Cheriz kick? It's the ball. Okay, now let's try to identify each word. So Cheriz here is our subject, the ones doing the action. Kicked is a past form of kick, which is the verb. And the ball here is our direct object. Why? Because the ball here is the receiver of the action, which is kicked. Okay, I hope you understand. Alright, so let's move on to the second function, which is the indirect object. For indirect object, opposite to direct object, okay, it tells to or for whom or what the action is intended. Okay, is intended to rather. So let's have an example. Jim built his daughter a sandcastle on the beach. Okay, let's try to dissect this sentence. So we have here Jim is our subject. Built is a past form of build, which is the verb. And sandcastle here is our direct object. Okay, so sandcastle here is a direct object because it answers the question, what did Jim build? Okay, and what do you think is our indirect object here? Anyone? So based on the definition, it tells to or for whom or what the action is intended. So if we're gonna analyze this sentence, so why did Jim build a sandcastle? For whom or to whom that sandcastle is for? So we have here the answer. It is for his daughter. So, I'm sorry, daughter. The daughter here is our indirect object. Okay? So, indirect object answers the question for whom or to whom that the action is intended to. Okay? I hope you got me there. So, now let's move on to the objective complement. For objective complement, it is a noun that names the direct object. Okay? So this is one of the functions of objective case. It only names the direct object. So we have here the students as our subject, or students. Gave is the past form of give, which is the verb. And what do you think is our direct object here? Is it the recognition? Could be. Okay. So the students give a recognition. Okay. A recognition here could be a direct object. But you know what? There's another one direct object. Okay. So we have here Mr. Arrow is also our direct object. Now the question is, what is our objective complement? The one that names the direct object. Do we have an indirect objective complement for recognition here? None. However, for Mr. Arrow, we have here an objective complement, which is the class advisor. Okay, so Mr. Arrow is our direct object, and class advisor here is our objective complement because it names our it introduces our direct object, which is Mr. Arrow. So it simply asks, who is Mr. Arrow? Mr. Arrow is their class advisor. Okay, so it names the direct object. Okay, now we're done with the last function, which is the object of preposition. For object of preposition, it's easy to identify. Okay, object of preposition because of the presence of preposition. Now in this example, the students received a high mark in Philippine literature. So object of preposition, there is a presence of preposition. It follows after the preposition. So our object of preposition here is Philippine literature. That is our object of preposition. It simply follows after every preposition. Okay? Thank you so much, guys. That's all for today in this video. Now, for our next video, we're going to discuss, which is I think the last topic about nouns, that is the persons of nouns. Okay, we're going to talk about first person, second person, and the third persons of nouns. Thank you so much, guys, kids, for listening or for watching this video. I hope to see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.